Good evening, everyone. If you see the camera jiggle, it's because I'm fighting mosquitoes out here. Well, today is the first day of our Weeding Wednesday. It's the 17th of September. And so what I wanted to focus on is my strawberry wall, or what I'm making my strawberry wall. So if you would like to join me and the dogs for my first Weeding Wednesday, please continue watching. So here, as you can see, this is my strawberry wall. This is a standing container that has multi-levels planters that I picked up on Amazon, and as usual, if I can remember, I will try to put in the description box so that you guys can pick it up. And at the bottom here, I just have a grow bag with strawberries that are runners from this particular planter. So I'm gonna go closer. These leaves are gonna end up going into that raised bed right there. So just kind of ignore that. But I'm gonna go up closer and really focus on what I have here so you guys can see and understand what I'm saying and see what I do. The grow bag with all of my strawberry runners, but you can see that there are lots of weeds here, so I'm going to be tending to that. These are the mother plants that have fed this bag for the runners that are there. See, this was left over of some purslane, which is a weed, but it's edible. And then here, this is a strawberry plant, but I actually think it's multiple, because this is, it's multiple little plants. And let me tell you what happened here. Because this is multiple plants. There was a strawberry that came off of, I believe it was this mother plant, that the pill bugs had gotten to. And instead of just chunking it in the grass, I just laid it on top of this soil and just left it be. And from that, over time, decomposing, I have now gotten strawberry plants. So I'm gonna start using that method of propagation because it works. You have to be patient, but it works. Okay, the next level, this is called spurge. It is a weed. It is toxic, right? So you wouldn't want to eat this. However, on the next level, you'll see I have some other plants here, right? This is spurge. This is purslane. It's a young purslane. If you feel purslane, it has a thickness to it. Spurge does not. It's very thin. Here on the top level here, this is purslane. You see how thick and, well, if you ever come across it, you'll see it. They've got thick, everything about this plant is thick, right? Because it's full of water, right? So if you'll take the time to look at the leaves, they're plump. They have plumpness to it, a thickness to it. Whereas when you look at the leaves here on the, let's see if I can get it to focus. If you look at the leaves here on the spurge, they're very thin. There's no thickness to that leaf at all. If we were in terrible times, hard to deal with, like the Bible says, this weed you would want to eat, which is this in the baby form. These you want to eat, but these you do not. And I want to show you the thickness. I don't know if you can pick up on that, but this has some thickness to it. It also is kind of like okra. It has a little bit of mucilage in it. So, you know, you kind of have to like that. It's not a lot, it's slightly, but it's very tasty. It's not nasty at all. You know, it's an acquired taste, but it's actually quite tasty. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna weed this because I wanted to use this planter to teach you guys the difference between spurge, which you see here, and purslane, but I'm late making the video, so my purslane looks like crap because once they flower, and these are the little seeds right here, if you can see that, once they flower, the plant just looks pitiful, right? But it doesn't matter because obviously there'll be more. But I'm gonna go ahead and weed this planter. I'm going to weed this planter. I'm gonna weed this planter, that one, and that one, as well as the bag. And I'm gonna try and set my camera up so you guys can see me do that on a couple of these, but I'm pretty sure you don't wanna watch me weeding all day. So I'm gonna work on that real quick. I just went off camera so I can grab this bucket because I'm gonna take these same weeds and use them as fertilizer and make what people in the community, the gardening community, that are aware of Miss Linda, they call her T-Nog. Her channel is called the New Orleans Gardener. She calls it super juice, and she's been making it for years and using weeds, banana peels, banana leaves off her trees, which are actually plantains. She uses that to make a fertilizer, natural fertilizer for her plants. So some people call it jadam. It has different names, but it's basically what all of our ancestors used when they were farming, right? You give it back to the earth. It came from the earth, so you give it back to the earth, right? So that's basically what it is. So I'm pulling out the spurge and dropping it in my bucket because I will be adding that to what I already have started for my super juice and just continue to feed everything. Now, what I'm gonna also do is break up this dirt because it's very dry. And then once I break up this dirt, I'm going to water it down and feed it to bring it back to life. And I'll show you how I do that. But I want to take a moment real quick and show you guys this. I hope I'm in focus, but this, the purslane, it has a taproot on it, right? And so this helps to solidify the fact that you need to put this in water so that you can get all of those vitamins and minerals and everything that it took from that soil back into it when we make the super juice, okay? So I'm just gonna go silent. Maybe you guys can get some ASMR and finish pulling the rest of these weeds. And yes, I am pulling the baby purslane because I didn't plant that seed. God did, right? But I want to, like I was telling y'all before in my video from the other day, if I didn't plant it, the seed, if I didn't drop it, I'm gonna take it out so that I can keep my garden and maintain it because it's been getting away from us. So you have to think about those things. You want the garden to make it useful and have it feed your family, right? But you have to upkeep it. And if you can't upkeep it, then it's going to become a hindrance and you'll stop doing it. Well, we don't want to do that. We want to keep growing our garden for ourselves and our family. So in order to know that we're going to do that, we need to be able to maintain it. Nobody's going to maintain something that they see as being just too hard or too difficult when it's not something that's required. We just don't do it. That's just the way we are, human nature. If it's too difficult and it's not something that's required, who's going to continue doing it? So for those reasons, I'm scaling things back. And if I didn't plant it, if I didn't drop the seed, if I didn't intentionally want it in my garden, by dropping that seed, then I'm pulling it. Now I'm going to grab a chair and I'm going to sit and I'm going to work on the bottom row and also the grow bag. I think I'm going to start in the grow bag. And I'm probably going to go ahead and separate the runners that are still connected to the mother plant because I'm starting to see a little bit of stress on the mother plant. It's very hot here, you guys, and humid. So we have to keep all those things into accord as well. Not accord, account. We have to keep all those things in account. And this has been a tough summer because of the heat. And what I'm doing is just getting rid of some of the dried out leaves from the strawberry plant. And then I'm going to make sure that I feed the strawberry plants. Now these, because they're dead and diseased, they will not go into the super juice. Only the green. Yeah, only the green. Also going to do while I'm pulling out the green weeds, I see some of the runners, the lifeline to the runners have browned out and died because those runners have set their roots and it's no longer really needing the mother plant. So I'm going to go and grab my clippers and go ahead and sever these ties, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm just going to take this weeder that I have. And snip these because they're not needed. So I hope you all had a wonderful day today. That you got everything done that you wanted to. Didn't have too much stress or worry, because those are words that we are seeing all too often nowadays. There's so much going on in the world, which we're not going to get into all that, but just know you just have to breathe through it. Just breathe. He sees everything, y'all. He knows what we can handle. I would like for you to put down in the comments box if you would really like to know how many strawberry plants that I have. I started with just 2 plants, that plant and this plant. And from these plants, I have quite a few. And I'm going to end up counting. I'm not going to include this because I already let you know that there are 3 plants. There's this plant, and then I don't know if you can see, but there's this plant. I don't know if this plant's going to make it. It's looking kind of scraggly, but we're going to fertilize and we're going to water and we're going to see if we can save that plant. But these are now separate and individualized over here. So there's one that's a runner. Let me see if I can get this runner to make over here. We'll see if it makes. Okay, I'm gonna move up a little bit, okay? Now I might be out of focus, but it's okay, you guys. It's really just the work that I'm doing that's important. It's really not that important for you guys to see me in my humble opinion. You can always correct me down in the comments, but I think it's more important that I talk with you and you see the things that are important, like how we're going to get more strawberries using these runners. I just kind of feel like that's more important. I'm taking my time and going through and seeing all of the plants. The main reason is to make sure that I don't miss any of the weeds. Now what I'm doing is making sure that all of the runners are set. And I see that this is funny. This one has a chain of runners, but it's not all connected. Like this one is, but there's one that's not connected, and it has multiple on the runner. So I don't want to disconnect it from the mother here when it doesn't have its own vine. All of them, they're not all connected. And I would have to, I'll do a separate video on the strawberries. Today is Weeding Wednesday, so I'll do a separate video on the strawberries and I'll get to show you guys what I'm talking about. But just know I have strawberry runners that are not connected. They're not ingrown, right? Now I have this beautiful dandelion here, but it does not belong in with the strawberries, right? So here's the dilemma. What do? Do you leave the dandelion? And you guys are probably thinking, of course, Raina, you're going to remove the dandelion because that's a weed. Yes, it is, but it's also an edible and it's also a medicinal. So I'm kind of torn. But because I'm trying to make sure that I can maintain my garden, I might leave the dandelion until I can make a pot with some soil. And yes, my plan is to keep that dandelion because as I have cared for the soil here with the strawberries in it, I have cared for this dandelion. And no, I did not plant this dandelion, but it is medicine. I know that it's organic. I know that my dogs haven't walked on it. So I think this dandelion might just get to stay. So I'm gonna think on it and pray on it. And if you guys want to know about the medicinal ally that the dandelion is, I want you to comment down below. Teach me about dandelion. Actually, no, don't do that. Put a yellow flower down in the comment. You can use the emoji. That's quick and easy because dandelions are yellow. So if you'll put a yellow flower, I don't care what kind of flower it is, as long as it's yellow, then I will know that you guys would like a video talking about the medicinal benefits of dandelion, and maybe even watch me work with some dandelion for its medicinal purposes. Okay, now it's free. So I'm going to move this container of strawberries with one dandelion. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move that. Okay, I'm gonna separate this because this one is completely dead. This is what I was talking about. This one has a mother plant back here, and then there was a runner which put out another runner. That runner successfully rooted where this runner didn't, and it's dead. So I'm going to remove it because that's part of the reason that your strawberries may not be thriving, because you may have multiple runners on you may have multiple plants on a runner. and one of them might die. And when you try to keep all of your strawberry plants like that, you may end up losing all of the plants that this runner came from because it was already dead and the plant's constantly trying to save itself. So I've made sure, with the exception of the dandelion, that there's no other greenery in this container that would be considered a weed. There aren't anymore. Okay? So on this note, I'm going to go ahead and move this plant, this grow bag with the strawberries in it. I'll probably set it over here, and they'll be free to do what they need to do. And then I can work on making a home for some of these other strawberry runners that are in here. And I'm gonna water everything in. So I hope you guys enjoyed the first session of Weeding Wednesday. I have other things that I'll work on for weeding, but those will be different videos for you guys, because I would like to try to teach something that's useful for people who are trying to have their own homestead, take care of their families in the best conditions financially, and in the worst conditions financially, because there may come a time where we all might have to forage for most of our food. So now you guys have learned what you can eat, that's called purslane, and what you shouldn't eat, which is called spurge. It's getting kind of weird for me because I'm getting back into YouTube. So normally I would tell you guys to have a wonderful evening, which I want you to have a wonderful evening, but I also want you to read. Take this out. I also want you to read. I want you to learn. Not just watch the videos, but also learn for yourself. Do a little bit of research. Look into what spurge is. Learn about purslane and other weeds that we have in our backyard, like dandelion, and find out how it can help you. I think that's the best thing that we can do with everything going on in this world. It's a way to help keep us safe, and it's a way to help keep us secure, and it's a way for us to safeguard our families. All right, come back and see me sometime. Bye.